Okay, so we go to the next slide. So we're going to wrap up on a couple of things. You're trying to create a plan for yourself. Okay? Understand, we talked about some of this already, understand who your customers are. Do we understand who we're trying to go after? Hey, you know what, we have a store on 7 Mile an Hour Drive, right, over by Central High School, which is where I was born. I like to say I was born in the old Providence Hospital. When I tell young people that, they say, you were born in Southfield. I said, no. I said, I was born in the old Providence Hospital on the Boulevard. And then they went out to Southfield. So let's just say you have a store in that area, or other parts of the city, or the metropolitan area, southeastern Michigan, across the entire state, across the country. Do you truly understand who your customers are? And do you understand what your competition is doing? Listen to what I'm saying closely. With the advent of technology and the internet, those people can swipe your business as fast as you may know it, as fast as away. They can offer your customers special discounts using the net. You wouldn't even know it. Okay? So really understand your customers and why they're important to you. Come up with some type of marketing plan which allows you to identify the market segments. It allows you to come up with an effective communications plan. And last but not least, we always forget this. What's your budget? I've had somebody approached me this morning, and she says, can I get your advice? I said, sure, what is it? She says, I have a business idea. And she proceeded to tell me. And she says, and I know it's going to be successful. I said, great. I said, question number 1, do you have a strategic plan? Oh. I said, question number 2, do you know how much money you need to invest in the business? I said, question number 3, do you know you're going to pay for yourself? She couldn't answer yes to any of those questions. That's where businesses are not successful. We all have an idea, right? But we're not exactly sure how do we push out the idea, what the marketing plan is, and we don't know the budgets that we can go after. We go to the next slide. Should be one more, here we go. Establish your measurement criteria. It doesn't matter if you're AT&T, if you're AAA, Ford Motor Company, GM, Chrysler, but what is your measurement criteria? Do we know that? If you establish your measurement criteria, you know when you're going to be successful and when you're not. You know when you need to readjust your resources, or do whatever the case might be. So establish your criteria. Track your results in a timely manner. You know what, I'm not going to lie to you. I am not a financial guru. When I worked at Blue Cross of Florida, I had a staff of 50 people. I ran a budget between $50 and $100 million. If I said jump, everybody jumped. Seriously. If I had a technology issue with my PC, I called IT. They were there to fix my stuff in no time. Right? Now I do that stuff myself. Last Friday, I was out of Vegas and I panicked. I said, I gotta go to Office Max, help! I gotta do this myself. My point of sharing that story is, you know, those are things I hate to do. I don't like to track my results, but I know what, now that I'm investing my own money, guess what I'm gonna do? I wanna know where my money's going. So you need to track the results. Build contingency plans. We don't do this. Always build yourself a contingency plan. It doesn't have to be 20 or 30 pages long. It can be less than a page. Let's just say you're in the business of providing a service. Understand where your business is coming from. But if your business is not coming from that particular source, what's your contingency plan? A lot of us don't do that. It's not right or wrong. I'm not being judgmental. I'm just saying we don't do it. Last but not least, be transparent, flexible, and the last word, have fun. Have fun. So when I say transparent, if you got team members, be open with them. You don't have to share everything in your privately held company, but still do a nice job of communicating. Be flexible. Be transparent. Right? The word of fun. My daughter called me yesterday. She works at Beaumont in Guadalupe. And I was watching something last night. She says, Dad. I said, hey. She said, so nice to hear from you. I said, well, nice to hear from you. So then the conversation goes on. She says, you know, can I ask you a question? I said, what's that? and we'll wrap up. She says, would you ever go back into corporate America? I said, well, that's a great question. And I'm hemming and hawing. She cut me off. She said, Dad, I know you probably would if the right opportunity came along. She says, but I would tell you this. The last year and a half, you were having so much fun. You got so much balance in your life. And basically, you're your own boss. And you seem to be having a blast. In other words, she says, you're having fun. That's from my daughter talking to Dad. So she saw me in my corporate life, which I love. But she could see that I'm doing something. I don't know how long I'm going to do it for, but I'm enjoying it for myself. Right. So with that as a backdrop, are there any questions? Which I think is the next slide. Anything you guys want to ask me? Yes.
In regards to using social media, for instance, I'm on Facebook and I'm connected to all my friends from high school and college. How do we incorporate our business? Do we do a separate business page on Facebook and pull it in? Because you mentioned about being indifferent or not being political or anything like that. In the past, I've said so.
That's a great question. It's a billion-dollar question. And Robert, how much time do we have? How much time? Okay, you got it. Okay. The question is, how do you use Facebook? When it comes to business versus the social side of it. My position is this. I would recommend you have a separate Facebook page for business purposes. Okay? Now, in that instance, I'm not listening to my own words. So I therefore keep my Facebook very nondescript, very boring, because I don't have a separate Facebook page for the legal group. I would like to do that though. But I do connect Twitter. My Twitter comments automatically go to my Facebook page. So therefore, my business messages are getting on my Facebook page. So I guess to answer your question very briefly, be careful what you post on Facebook. I would strongly think about you having a separate Facebook page for business. But here's the other piece. Facebook should be used for engaging. Do not use Facebook to ask for business. It's no different than if you're at home at 6 o'clock and the phone rings and a telemarketer is calling you. Think about that concept for a second. That's how a lot of people use Facebook. You find major corporations doing that as well. They don't use it to try to close the deal. In fact, they use it to engage their customers. Another question? There was another question over here. Yes?
Okay, you talked about branding. So how does that play in with the logo for your business?
Great question. So when I started my company, I had 3 different looks and feel. Right? Now, I have my contact information out there. You go to my website. My business card is very consistent looking with my website. There's a very consistent looking feel. My logo is very consistent. I use the exact same logo and everything. And I also have a picture of the city of Detroit on my business card. And I have a picture of the city of Detroit on my header of the web page. And the reason I do that is because I want people to know that I'm from southeastern Michigan, right? But I also want people to know that I have a consistent look and feel. So I would encourage you from a logo standpoint, it reinforces your brand. However you decide to use it, make sure it's consistent and it's overcoming, it's helping you to communicate what your business looks like. It's very important for your business. Okay? So, I'm conscious of the time. So let me just say, thank you very much for your time. We got 2 more questions. Okay, Robin? Okay, I'm sorry. Let me go ahead.
When you went from corporate to having your own business, certainly, you're one man versus a huge corporation. Now, when you go to branding that, what if you have more than one business? And when they see you, they think of one thing, but you have a company business. So how do you manage that? Like with a big corporation, they may have divisions, but there's one rest. So how do you do that with your logo and your branding?
And I'm an example of that. I do have I do strategic marketing, I do training and development, I do public speaking. So what I have, the Elite Group is my umbrella brand. Okay? And there's a core message with the Elite Group in terms of who I am as a business. And then each business that I support, that I run, ties into my umbrella brand. Okay, so my core message doesn't change. And each part of my business does go after a separate audience, so to speak. So you don't have 5 different looks and feel. Have the umbrella for yourself, and then have specific messages that you're trying to reinforce and communicate to your client base.
And that's my good friend, Greg Clark. Who's better than golf? Who has?
Oh, there's no question I am. We've destroyed quite a few houses over the years. Was there a question right here?
Just in terms of like, collaborative practice, when there's like a skill set, you would still suggest that overall individual skill set.
I would suggest you determine what's best for your business. Seriously. My business model is everything ties back into my core business, the lead group. And even when I hire people, I usually hire them on a subcontract basis. I pay them via 1099. Keeps my costs down, keeps my overhead down. But everything I do ties back into my umbrella brand. Okay? Yes?
I just wanted to ask, with regard to social media and just media in general, there are lists out there such as Angie's List, many other lists out there where customers get to post information freely about people and companies they deal with. Researching the internet and a growing business myself, I'm concerned with how you address those kind of issues when maybe there's a negative comment. How do you kind of take care of that and kind of turn it around?
So the question is, there are different lists out there where people can post things. How do you take the negative comments and somehow filter those?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the challenge with the internet. I don't have a solution for you. I really don't. And I think that's why I'm so very careful of what I post. I just don't post anything that's controversial. There have been a couple of things that have been stated politically, but I was just desperate to post something. I bit my tongue so hard. And actually, I did post one comment, and my brother called me immediately. He said, take that comment down. Within 2 minutes, I took the comment down because I read it and I see I could be misconstrued. And it could start a firestorm. I didn't want that for a business standpoint. So that's a tough question. My recommendation would be use good judgment, determine what's best for you. Somebody's always going to try to post something negative. Right? There were negative comments about the decision in the NBA yesterday. I was shaking my head last night. I said, you got to be kidding me. I must be missing something. So you're never going to always give it those negative comments. We have time for maybe one more question.
What's the difference between a tagline and a mantra?
A tagline and a mantra. A tagline is typically what you will use in your advertising. Just do it is a tagline, right? What's a local business right now that's got a tagline? I can't think of one blank. Hey Greg, what's your tagline? Making things rethink possible. That's a tagline. They use it all in advertising. A mantra is it's your mission statement. Okay, think of your mantra as your mission statement. So everybody rallies behind. It's what we believe in. It's why we go to work every day. Okay? So what I want to say in closing, that I'm just at the time, thank you again. I do offer a free webinar, a newsletter if you go to my website. You can just go to my contact Mark page, you can sign up for my newsletter, I'll offer free monthly tips. Anybody can sign up for it. I'll be offering a webinar series later this year as well. If you want to sign up for that. Maybe some people know that together. But the point is, more importantly, thank you very much for your time. I hope you found this worthwhile. I wish you all the very best, and please keep in touch with me. Follow me on LinkedIn and on Twitter as well. Thank you very much. Thank you.